To Pietro Paganini, Adjunct Assistant Professor of Business Administration at John Cabot University in Rome. Welcome back to Money Talks, Professor. Now, we heard there more than 4 million Italians are starting to return to work. Italy, of course, was one of the worst hit countries by the coronavirus outbreak. Now, after a 7-week lockdown, do you think Italy is in a place to do that?
Well, it is in a place to do so. It must do so because otherwise the economy will collapse more than it's already, at the bottom. Today, it's 4 million people back, around 4 million. To be honest, a few millions were already working, have been always working to provide food and, primary goods. But there is still a big portion of the country. We're talking in terms of tens of millions that are still out of work. If we think about, any irregular shops is closed. So there is still a lot to go. Some shops will open in the middle of May, some with 1st of June. But again, there's speculation. There is a lot of pressure on the government right now. So if numbers are turning good as they are in terms of casualties and in terms of infection, probably we will have an earlier reopening of stores, shops, and some other businesses.
Now, we're looking at some recent footage of empty streets and piazzas across Italy. Where you are right now, what's the feeling there? Do you notice that things are picking up? Are things busier right now?
Well, people were looking forward to, leaving their homes and just go out. So they're next to business. There's the fact that people can go out running, can go, back to working out, not in gyms, but in big parks. Football teams are back at work. So there is a sense that life is going back to a sort of new normal, where new normal is, again, what we call social distance or individual distance. Restaurants are still closed, bars are closed, coffee stores are closed. So places for socialization are still closed, but at least people can get together. There's been a lot of discussion, political discussion, and strong attacks against the government on the language that was used, who can meet whom. And therefore, I can meet my relatives, I can meet my parents, I can meet people in a certain degree of relativeness, but not my friends. So people are happier, but not as they should be. And there is a lot of pressure. It's been almost 60 days of lockdown. That's a long period of time.
Sure is. Now, we know Italy has been one of the countries that's been really pushing for greater support from the European Union. Those calls have been pushed back by countries like the Netherlands, Germany, the wealthier northern EU members. What's the situation there now? We know they've been meeting recently via video conference. Has there been any sign that perhaps Brussels will step up and offer countries like Italy and Spain more support?
Well, it seems that Brussels is up for support. Who is not really up are the Nordic countries, as you said, Netherlands the first. And I heard that there were some press releases by the Dutch government that is not really intending to help Italy and Spain. So this concern regards Italy, Spain, partly France as well, and Greece, the South countries. So there were some mechanisms that were put in place by the European Central Bank that are very powerful and very good. But in terms of what countries should do, there are some good ideas. But, Eurobonds were declined. There is this fund that should be created. But again, the mechanisms have not decided yet. So it seems that the support is coming from the European Bank, the European Central Bank. Some support, more moral support from the European Commission, but countries are still far away from reaching a full agreement on what should be done next. And I think this is not just linked to COVID-19 or coronavirus. This is a general sentiment in Europe, in different countries, that needs to be in a way worked out.
Okay, Professor Paganini, we appreciate you joining us once again with your analysis.